All right.
We'll be getting started here shortly as the teams are getting situated just before our game. Happy Monday here in Forest Park, Illinois for our men's Major League Monday, Wednesday softball. Got our 6:45 matchup starting here in a few moments between High Y and Brick. If you've been watching the broadcast pretty regularly, we've seen High Y the last couple of broadcasts, and they've had some huge wins, a very exciting, high-energy team with a lot of speed. That's really where they get you. They've had some big innings just relying on speed, taking the extra bases, and forcing defenses into uncomfortable positions. We've done a few Brick games as well, and it's a very young squad here. But they've put up some battles, put up some fights. They've been down early in a few games, and they've clawed their way back, making them very interesting. So it'll be a good matchup between a team that's red hot and a team that's been really finding their footing as the season's gone on, having combined teams in the offseason. This Brick squad really finding their chemistry, looking to hit a stride here late in the season. I'm Adam Cumbie here calling this game from the press box behind Field 1. Fred O'Connor Field here at the Park District of Forest Park. Welcome if you're joining us on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. That's right, we added Twitter to our repertoire. Just can't get enough. TP on the mound, Jack Doss, the short center fielder here leading off for Brick. Doss with a home run in our game on Wednesday that we covered. Also a good pitcher in regular baseball. Want to say what's up to everyone joining us in the chat. You can join us in the chat on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook. There's a ball from TP. Doss hits this one off to the right side into the trees. Nice foliage separating the playing field from the blue line tracks that run adjacent to our softball fields. CTA blue line nestled right in between the Forest Park and Harlem stops. Originally slated to have as this pitch comes into Doss. Doss hits this one in between the short center fielder and the shortstop. That one's going to be fielded by Huff and brought back in. So a leadoff single for Doss. That's going to bring up another Doss. That's right. Back-to-back Dosses with another Doss on the way coming up later. It's a family affair here for Brick. John Doss, the pitcher. Hits this one up the middle, just past the short center fielder. Jack looking to take third, coming hard around second base. A good heads-up play there by Jack Doss as his brother gets the single. This one's got a lot of consonants in a row, so we're going to say Pizarchik, the catcher for Brick. One deep. 1-1 count here. Inside Pizarchik. Feels right. Looks right, sounds right, feels right, rolls right off the tongue as he hits this one into left field. That's going to score Doss for the first run. John Ryan hustling around to third. So single, single, single here for Brick, and that's going to give them the early 1-0 lead. Extra hitter here for Brick, Godinez. Saw this guy in the tournament last year. Hit one on the field you see across from us all the way into the trees off the camera on your right side. Hits this one to left field to Holden right in front of him. He's going to fire it back into third. So the rare first to second for Brick in this early going. John Ryan Doss is going to score. Pizarchik over to second with the single there from the extra hitter. And that's going to bring up Villanueva. As our viewer count slowly climbs. Thank you for joining us here on this Monday night softball game. As I was starting to allude to, we had some different games scheduled, but due to some scheduling conflicts, sorted things out. So we'll have another game here at 9:15. We'll not be broadcasting it, but we'll be back as this one a pop-up to the short center fielder, Huff. He's going to let it drop. It is an infield fly. The umpire never called it, so he's trying to have some fun with it. You see him running over. I was wondering what was happening there as he let it drop. The first out there for Brick, and McDermott, the shortstop, steps in. High fly ball off to the left side. Yeah, the umpire there just never quite called the infield fly, so Huff figured, hey, why not? Let's give it a try. You'll also notice, got a nice little nugget of information from one of the high Y players from the catcher day. There's another fly ball to the left side out of play. You'll notice the high Y team wearing different jerseys across the diamond. It's actually throwback day, so they're all rocking some old jerseys of teams they've played on, whether together or in the past. Pretty cool to see there. I actually went through one of my old bins this weekend looking for some old jerseys and found all my old jerseys from past years, playing days, past teams. A nice little trip down memory lane. So a cool thing going on for High Y there. This one hit to center field over to Huff. Huff makes the catch. There's going to be no tag. So after the first four get on 2 outs here for High Y, Sheldon's going to come up and try to keep the inning alive. Sheldon to the right side, over to the second baseman. Fields it cleanly, fires it over to first to KJ for the third out. So Brick scratches across 2 runs early, and then the next 3 are out. After the top of the first, it's Brick 1, High Y coming up. Good start here for the Young Brick squad, and at least in our broadcasts, notoriously slow starters. They get it going as the game gets going, but 4 hits to lead off the game, bringing 2 runs across. Next 3 batters got out, but a good start here for the Brick team as the center fielder Huff steps in. Huff hits this one over to short, right in the waiting hands of McDermott. 1 step to the side, Ole makes the catch for the quick first out, and here comes the short center fielder, yet again a Huff. We've been doing a lot of high Y games these past, I'd say, week and a half. This one hit over just between McDermott and Kelleher. Huff with the single. In true fashion, though, the story goes on because we've got some Ninja Turtle socks coming up. As I was saying, though, we've been doing some Y games these last 3 broadcast sessions, and I've got to say their sock game is on point. Softball game on point, too, as KJ, the first baseman, steps up. Dances around home plate on that to take the ball. Hits this one to center field. That one's going to drop in front of Nutley. Huff's going to take third as he's shrieking like a banshee coming around. So KJ with the single. Huff advances to third. Ellsby? Perfect, thank you. The third baseman, Smith, just letting me know there's somebody not on the roster, so we're going to have Ellsby added to the bottom of the high Y lineup. Always appreciate the help because I was going to get to the bottom, go back around to the top, and be very confused. Good people here in this Forest Park Softball League. Smith hits a pop-up to the right side. That one's going to be ranged over and dropped by Villanueva right in his hands. Took about a step too far to his left, our right. Right out of frame for you, the viewer. So an unfortunate break there for Brick, as that would have been the second out on the inning with a runner on third. Not what you like to see with only a 2-run lead. Cut the lead in half potentially off of that error. Smith hits this one right to Andrew Doss. Doss drops it over to second to his brother Jack. Jack to first. Bingo, bango, bongo. They're going to call him safe, though. That one looked like he was going to be out there at first base. The run for Huff's going to come across. Apologies for the language. That's going to be a fielder's choice reach for Smith on the close play at first. Unfortunately, we don't have the benefit of instant replay. Left fielder Holden coming up on green tights. Neon sleeve. This one hit between Doss and McDermott. They're going to get it in. That's going to tie it up at 2. John Ryan Doss very upset, taking himself out of the play there before it's dead. That ball very well could have rolled through the infield. So some drama early on. You got to hope that Brick doesn't allow that to take them out of the game. Rogers, the shortstop, takes a strike. 1 count, 2 outs. Hits this one to the center fielder, just in front of the center fielder, Nutley, right at his feet. And that brings Holden around to score. Rogers with the RBI single. Very unhappy Brick team right now. Getting a little vocal with the umpire. Welcome to all our viewers joining us right now. He came in at the right moment. There's a strike right in the well to the right fielder, Golden. Golden wearing the orange throwback jersey. Neon numbers, number 85. Illegal pitch from John Ryan. 2 outs, 3 runs have come across. This one hit a high fly ball to left field. Sheldon's under it, makes the catch for the out. As the catcher, Pisarczyk, says clear it. Good advice there from the catcher. Brick still chirping at the umpire. At the end of that first inning, our scorebox updated. As the umpire getting some scoreboard updates figured out. Eight, 9, 10 hitters up for Brick this inning. That's going to be Barron, Andrew Doss, Nutley, followed by Kelleher back to the top of the lineup. Down 1 run after a fairly controversial play. Very unhappy Brick dugout right now. Best thing you can do, obviously, is play it back, get it back. Can't let the umpire beat you as that one hit over to the shortstop, Rogers. Rogers fires it to KJ for the out. 6-3 out, and that's a quick first. Here comes the second baseman, Andrew Doss. I want to thank everyone for joining us over on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We got live streams everywhere, baby. This matchup right now between Brick and High Y. Doss hits this one to the left side, just foul. Right over the head of Smith. Last Brick game we did, Doss 3 for 4. Couple runs scored. Like I mentioned, a valiant comeback effort in their matchup against 45s as Andrew hits this one up the middle, just over the head of TP, and that's going to be a 1-out single. Center field coming up, and you got to believe that they'd love to get that run back and go in with a clean slate, take the pressure off from the call that they did not agree with. If you're watching us live right now, you can join us in the chat if you've got any questions, whether it's about the game, about a rule, about what's going on. As this one hit to the right side, Doss wandering off second as there's not much he can do. Moving on contact with that ball to the right side, and that's going to be a double play. So an unorthodox 1-2-3, but a 1-2-3 nonetheless from High Y as we go to the bottom of the second. And this right here will be the mark of resiliency for Brick, unable to answer after a controversial inning in their eyes with a call they didn't agree at first. See if the defense can step up and get back to the top of their lineup. Extra hitter Calamy coming up to bat right now, leading off for High Y as he hits this one over to Doss. Doss with the casual throw over to first, and he's going to be out. One of the perks of being a one-man shop up here. Looking to see which lineup card was sold out. The pitcher TP really wanted that pitch. That was a good pitch to hit. Came up here asking who's up, making sure he's up. Was joking with the High Y guys before the game. I'll make sure to keep a clean book because they do have different jerseys, so it might get confusing. Luckily, a lot of these guys seem to have had the same numbers for a long time, so the old jerseys tend to match up. As TP hits this one to the right side over the head of Doss, dumps it in front of Barron, and that's going to be a one-out single. As I was saying, though, if you're in the chat, you can hop in, ask any questions, life, movies, music, softball, whatever you got. I'll try to answer on air. If you make a funny comment or a good point, we'll throw it up on the screen. Always happy to interact with our viewers during the game. Triple pump fake there from John Ryan. Day hits this one back to John Ryan, over to first for the smart out. Heard one of his infielders yelling too, but that was a great call there by John Ryan Doss just to get the out. Two outs on the inning. Number 11 hitter Ellsby coming up. It's the other reason you don't want to push it. If you don't get the out at second, guy likely to be safe at first, then you're about ready to turn over to the top of the lineup. So good job mitigating some of that damage. This one hit to center field. Center fielder ranging over. Nutley makes the catch for the third out. So after 2 innings, High Y maintains a 1-run lead, but a good job by Brick stopping the bleeding there as we get a high twitch from our leadoff hitter Huff. We have fun here. No mortal enemies. We're just here to grow the game, have fun. Greatest game on dirt. Shout out to Jackson in the chat. Always like to see familiar names pop up. Like I always say, there's a million things on TV. I'm just glad that you're here with us. Kelleher, the third baseman, leading off. Then we're back to the top of the lineup here for Brick, as Kelleher hits that one off the hands of TP. TP drifted after the throw, and that one took him out of line, but that might be a good thing. It's a bad level ball, try to catch. So the leadoff single for Kelleher, and we're back up to Jack Doss at the top of the lineup. Nutley running for Kelleher over at first. Jack leaning into that one, hits it over to the right side. Good defense by the tree, lands in the High Y dugout. Once again, want to thank everyone for joining us live right now on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Doss hits this one to the right side, just past the second baseman, Ellsby. Doss stops at first. Nutley running for Kelleher over to third. And John Doss steps in, had an RBI single his last time up. Sorry, had a regular single his last time up, scored a run. John Ryan hits that to the right side. It was called illegal, but he really wanted that pitch and a good piece of hitting as he hits that one over to the right side. That's going to score Nutley, tie the game up. Jack over to second, John over to first, and Pisarcik coming up with a new, fresh tie ball game. As I was saying, that's what you really want to see from this Brick team. Resilience in the face of adversity. It's easy to get upset and let your guard down at that moment. Even better to band together, tie it back up, not let the call affect you. And it's a fresh ball game here in the top of the third, nobody out. That one hit foul just off the right side of your screen. This one a high fly ball to center field. Huff ranging over. Golden's going to call him off and make the catch. And a good call by Golden there as he got over. Huff was ranging to his left, our right, away from the play. Golden able to get that ball in a little bit quicker. Doss probably taking third on it nonetheless. Jack Doss taking third nonetheless. But getting that ball in quickly, able to keep John Ryan over at first. A nice catch indeed from our friend Peoria Matt. Watching at home from, you guessed it. This one deep, high, Huff back, Huff under it, makes the catch. Jack Doss is going to come home to score on the deep fly ball there from Godinez. That's going to be a sacrifice fly, but an RBI nonetheless. Jack's going to come across, and Brick's going to regain the lead. Like to remind you, if you are in the chat and you see a pop-up from any account that's not PDOFP, PD Forest Park, or something associated with us, just ignore it. I promise you I'm the only one sharing important stuff here in the chat. Whether you're watching from home, watching from the park, watching from the kitchen, with family, with friends, alone in the bathroom, I'm glad you're here with us. Always a great night for softball in Forest Park. Got the 16-inch softball Hall of Fame right back here as we get a walk there for Villunas. Pushes John Ryan over to second. 16-inch softball Hall of Fame, an awesome museum environment in there. Lots of cool history, lineup, uniforms, pictures, videos. If it's about 16-inch softball in this area, they've probably got it. It's the greatest game on dirt as that one hit to the left side. That's going to land in front of Holden. John Ryan's going to come across to score. So an RBI single there from McDermott. And that's going to help pad the lead for Brick. So McDermott, the RBI single. Sheldon comes up, grounded out to second, his first time up. Sheldon to the right side. This one's going to be hooking foul just off camera. Not too happy with himself. So I'm pretty sure he said tuck. Tuck the elbow, pull the ball, something along those lines. Hits this one to the right side, right at Golden. Golden barely has to move for the third out, but Brick's able to bring 3 runs across. And that's going to give them, after the top of the third, a 5-3 lead. High Y coming up. As I mentioned, the schedule got a little bit messed up going into today. We'll be back on our regular schedule, 6:45 and 8 o'clock on Wednesday with Smack Out taking on Impact and then Smack Out taking on Iron. So we've got a Smack Out double dip on Wednesday. But for now, we're in the middle of a highly contested matchup right now between Brick and High Y. It's been a classic tale of anything you can do, I can do better. This one hit into the left center gap. That one's going to find some legs. Let's see if Huff can come around and score. Huff coming around second. He's going to go to third. This one goes to Jack Doss. Doss is going to fire it home. It's going to be close. Pizarchik makes the catch, but Huff's going to get around and score for the home run. And as I was saying at the top of this game, this High Y team, if they find some space in that field, you better believe that it's going to be a +1 reservation at that dinner table. So it's 5-4 now with a quick answer from High Y. Nobody out, and the other Huff is up. I would use initials, but on my score sheet, they're both G Huff. So as we move on, I'll learn the first names, I promise. Got the Tasmanian Devil right sock staring at me. That one off the plate with the trademark thump. Huff drops down, hits that to the left side. It's going to be foul. Sheldon making a good effort on that ball. It's going to be just out of reach. You saw Huff kind of dropping down almost to a knee. Not quite, just almost. A little wobbly legged in the swing, put a lot behind it. Huff to Huff, back to back. That's what he was looking for. Hits this one to center field just in front of Nutley. So it's a leadoff home run and then a single from the Huffs. And the first baseman, KJ, coming up to hit. If you're joining us right now, obviously, this is all getting ready for our No Glove Nationals tournament. We are officially a month away. The 54th annual Forest Park 16-inch No Glove Nationals softball tournament. It's the premier tournament, 16-inch here in the area being the surrounding states. Get some teams from Iowa, Indiana, all over the place. Highly competitive. I'll be calling every game here on Field 1 during the entire 4-day tournament, as well as the play-in games on that Tuesday. So you'll be hearing a lot of me. About 30 games all told at the end of the day. So I'll either have no voice or I'll be really, really good at this, one or the other. Probably not both. KJ to the right side, over to Andrew Doss. Eats Doss up, and he sticks with it. Makes a throw over to first for the out. So good job by Doss as that one hit hard by KJ. Takes that one off the hands, off the chest, and then fires it over to first to Villunas for the out. Last year's No Gloves had an instant classic for the championship series. Seeing Circus take on the 45s. Circus having to win 2 games after coming through. Playing a bunch of games that day after a rain out. This one hit high to the right side. It's going to be out of play. Doss with the good effort, but that one eaten alive by the tree. But if you love softball, if you love sports, or if you just love atmosphere and good vibes, you'll definitely love the Forest Park No Glove Nationals. We'll be right out here, 7501 Harrison Street, July 28th through the 31st. We've got food, we've got drinks, we've got good times, babe. Smith takes the ball outside. Smith hits this one to center field in front of Nutley. Nutley fires it in. Huff's going to come around to score. That's an RBI single for Smith to make it a tie ball game once again. As I'd mentioned, this game, a lot of anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. Now Holden and Doss are going to engage in a no you can't, yes I can. This one hit into the left center gap. That one's going to be over the outstretched arm of Sheldon, over his head, and let's see what he can do. Holden coming around. He's going to not stop at second. Going to get it in time, and that's another home run there for High Y. Golden, not Holden. Read that wrong. That G looks like an H. That one's on me, but the home run gets the respect. We get the name correct. Put some respect on the name. The man just hit a home run over the left fielder's head. Sheldon trying to come in on the ball at first, jumped late to try and make that catch. Not much he could do with it. He hits this one up the middle between Doss and Doss into the Doss Bermuda Triangle. One out in the inning. The right fielder, Golden, stepping up to the plate. Once again, my apologies to the left fielder, Golden. Poor penmanship and partially blind leads to a lot of interesting things when it comes to reading, as Jack catches that line drive from Golden, and then he fires it over to first out to get. That's a double play, a much-needed double play. After High Y brings a couple more runs on the board, a 4-run inning. It's 7-5 High Y after 3. We'll be right back with Brick. It's the top of the 4th. Brick finds themselves in a 2-run hole. Their number 8 hitter, the right fielder, Barron, is stepping up to the plate. We got Barron, Andrew Doss, Nutley, and Kelleher before the top of the lineup steps up. Takes a first pitch strike. A beautiful placement there from TP. Ball in the front of the plate. That one a little deeper on the plate. About another inch. That's probably a strike. Ball short, 3-1 count. If you had your money on a walk this at bat, may the odds ever be in your favor. And if I quoted that wrong, I've never seen it. And there's a ball deep to Barron with the leadoff walk as he says, oh yeah. Not quite with the fervor of the Kool-Aid man, but enthusiastic nonetheless, and that's going to bring up Andrew Doss. Doss takes a strike. You can tell by the bounce on that one. It landed perfectly in that well behind home plate. Hits this one over and foul to the left side. Doss reaching just a little bit on that one. As the umpire getting the scoreboard correct there. Still had it in the 3rd inning. One of the rare times where I was quicker. Illegal pitch there from TP. Ball outside to Doss. 3-2 count. Two count. Getting it figured out there. Andrew hits this one over to the shortstop. Bobbles it, fires it over to first. Doss is going to be called safe. That ball on the bobble. Andrew kind of jogging out of the box, but once he saw the bobble, turned it on and was able to get to first safely. So he's going to reach on an error. Nobody out, 2 on, a walk and an error. So a little unorthodox to get there, but they've got 2 on and Nutley stepping up to the plate. Lined out to the second baseman in the 2nd inning. Hits this one to the right side, over to KJ. KJ drops it. Andrew had to freeze. They're going to get Doss at second base. Doss doubled off in the second inning. That time he froze and froze wisely. Not much he can do. Nutley reaches first on the fielder's choice as they're going to get Doss at second. KJ kind of spinning around with the ball at first, but his defense did a good job letting him know calmly 2-2-2. As a pitcher, I always love when you get that type of communication. This one hit to the right side to Golden. That's going to be an out. Barron's going to come across the score, and that's going to cut the deficit on the sacrifice fly there from Kelleher. 2 outs, back to the top of the lineup. Nutley remained at first. Jack hits this one. Takes short center fielder. Jack's going to be safe at first. Huff did a good job sticking with it. That one hit a lip just behind second base. Bounced up slowly. Huff able to make a play on it. Did not look like he was going to get to that ball. Closer than it had any business being at first, and that just speaks to how well Huff is playing defense up the middle. Sorry, that wasn't Huff. That was Rogers ranging over as Huff went over. This one past Huff. That's going to bring in 1 run. He dives in head first. John Ryan going to second. He's going to be out, and he comes off the base, but they did get the run. So the first run's going to score. The second run's not, as John Ryan thrown out at second. Sorry, a lot to take in right there. We're going to get it all sorted out. Jack Doss with the single. John Ryan with the single. Nutley came around to score. And that's going to be 3 outs. So I think we're all squared away. Going into the bottom of the fourth, as the umpire just clarified with me that was a 2-run inning. So only one of those runs at home plate scored, as John Ryan Doss, trying to extend the play, was out at second before the second run came across. Nonetheless, it is the bottom of the fourth. We are tied 7-7. And the extra hitter, Calame, hits it to Jack Doss. Jack over to first for the quick first out. Third base coach for High Y says maybe we could get a redo because I wasn't watching, having some fun. DP up to bat, had a single in the second. Hits a high fly ball to left over to Sheldon. Sheldon makes the catch for the out. The catcher steps up. We've seen Day in our last couple of games with High Y playing over at second base. With the Spider-Man socks, you got to believe you want the man with spidey senses behind the plate, keeping everything together, main communicator. Sees the whole field in front of him. There's a strike today from John Ryan. Illegal pitch. That one 12 foot 1 inch, very close. Not much protest on it though. There's a called strike. Day steps out of the box saying that last one was illegal, that one wasn't. Felt like that one may have been a bit flat. Same one, if that was in the threshold, 6 foot 1 inch, that one deemed illegal. He says that's 4 in a row. And then Day hits this one to the center fielder, Nutley. Nutley slides, looks like he makes a catch. He held on to it. All the umpire saw was the catch. Nutley's back to us, so if he did drop it, not much he could do with it. Understanding frustration from High Y's side if it was dropped, but to be completely honest, as he rolled from our perspective, which is just above where the umpire is standing, he rolled, had the ball curled under his hand, and as he back, it did drop it, I can say with absolute certainty that you couldn't really see the ball hit the ground. So whether that was dropped or not something that the umpire could see. It's one of those ones where, you know, an extra umpire or something would be nice. That's one, you know, sometimes you have missed calls and sometimes you just have calls where the umpire can't see and they've got to go off what they know. That one, an instance where the umpire saw what he saw, and as the players back turned to us, whatever happened, just couldn't see it. We're back here into the top of the fifth, all tied up at 7. Pizarczyk coming up to bat. 1 for 2 on the day. Make that 2 for 3. Hits that one into the right center gap for a leadoff single. You get a runner for the catcher. John Ryan Doss, the pitcher, going to run. Extra hitter, Jose. Number 42, Godinez. Hit a sac fly his last time up. Got an RBI. Hit a single in the first. Hits this one up the middle off the outstretched hands of Huff. John Ryan over to third. They had a chance at a play, but he's going to get in. So that's going to be runners at first and third. Nobody out, and the first baseman, Villuna, steps up. 7-7, nobody out. Want to thank everyone for joining us on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and today Twitter. That's right, we're live streaming on Twitter. We've added something each series of games. Constantly growing. As this one, a pop-up back to the pitcher, TP. Not what you want with runners on first and third and no out, and that bat toss that you just saw across the bottom of your screen illustrates that frustration. So PO1 for the first out. The shortstop McDermott steps up. Flew out to Huff his first time up. Single in the third. RBI single. So he's helped contribute to at least one of those 7 runs for Brick on the day. TP with the pitch. Hits this one to Huff. Huff over to second. Steps on second. Throws it over to first. Just high off the hands of KJ. That ball out of play. So that's going to land in the high wide dugout. So a little break there for Brick as Godinez is going to be out at second for the second out. McDermott's going to reach first on the fielder's choice. Take second on the air. So Sheldon comes up with a runner in scoring position. Brick's retaking the lead. At 1 ball deep. Sheldon with the towel in the shorts. Hits this one off the hand of TP over to Huff. Huff makes a quick throw over to first. Sheldon's going to be safe. So good job busting it down the line. An even better job there by KJ picking that ball cleanly, looking over to third. As you know, McDermott had eyes on home. So good job by TP tipping it to his teammate. That's a tongue twister right there. This one hit over to the third base side. Smith fires it across the diamond. KJ initially called out. KJ drops the ball up to a knee. Not sure if that was necessary. So that's going to be Barron reaching on an error. Sheldon over to second, and another run for Brick as Andrew Doss steps up. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. I want to thank everyone for joining us right now. You can pop into the chat if you want to say, hey, you got a question, want to give a shout out, whatever. Andrew hits this one over to the left side. That ball fielded cleanly. They're going to look, not make the throw over to first, look for a quick backdoor effort as that one pulled Rogers just a little bit too far into the hole. Nutley comes up, 2 outs with the bases loaded. Nutley with a fielder's choice and a line out so far. Looking to add a hit into the column today. Did have a run scored in the fourth. Hits this one back to TP. TP fields it cleanly, throws it over to first. And not what you want to see if you're Brick. With 2 outs and the base loaded, Nutley hits the grounder right back to the pitcher to stop the scoring, but Brick's able to scrape 2 across to make it 9-7 going into the bottom of the 5th. As I mentioned, we'll be right back out here Wednesday night starting at about 6:40 for a doubleheader for Smack Out. They take on Impact at 6:45 and Iron at around 8 o'clock, or about 15 minutes after the conclusion of the first game. Bottom of the 5th here in this matchup between Brick and High Y. Brick just retook the lead this last half inning. As I mentioned, it's going to give you anything you can do. I can do better. So High Y here looking to answer. As the second baseman, Ellsby, takes 2 quick strikes from John Ryan Doss. Ellsby hits this one over too short. McDermott fields it cleanly, fires it across the diamond for the out. So 6 outs get started, and we're back at the top of the lineup with the center fielder, Huff, who hit a home run in his last at-bat. Gave it a ride, turned the wheels on, went into maximum overdrive. I don't want to take all the credit, but I feel like his spirits were lifted when he said hi to Twitch. And as the person with the login and password to the Twitch account, I feel somewhat responsible for that level of success. As he hits this one over to McDermott. McDermott fires it to first. Had to rush that ball as he's looking to take second, turns aggressively. First baseman Villanueva running to it, goes to third. Umpire never called time. The hat of Huff came off. That one moving quickly, so he hit that one over. McDermott had to rush the throw, knowing the speed that Huff has going down the base. They're going to move him back to second as Villanueva was trying to call time after he retrieved the ball, but a good piece of base running there by Huff. As he was kind of coming back to after stepping across first, realized he had enough time to get over there. This one hit over to the right. Doss bobbles it. The leadoff Huff is going to come around to score on the bobble. So that's a single. Huff over to second. That's going to be an error on Doss. Run's going to come across the score to cut the deficit to 1. Apologies for how scattered is getting when there's this much action. Updating the scorebook, the score box, keeping everything in line, in track. As the first baseman KJ steps up, a good strike from Doss. By the power of the Leonardo Sox, KJ with a line drive into center. Nutley fires it in. That's going to be runners at first and third. Wondering why the umpire called time, but as Doss received the ball, he was kind of dancing off third base. Obviously, you see both teams trying to inch their way into whatever calls they can get here. So Huff at third, KJ over at first with the single. Smith over to Doss, off the fingers of Andrew Doss. That's what we call a finger breaker here in the business. I actually don't know if that's a thing, but it looked like it hurt. Smith gave that one a ride. KJ over to second. Hit it right at Doss, but that 16-inch softball, when it's coming at you with that kind of fervor, not much you can do with it as it popped into right field. 1 out on the inning. Smith's going to get a runner. Doss not too happy with himself. You see right there rubbing his hands together. He might not be showing it, but you got to believe that one hurt quite a bit. There's a strike to Golden. Golden with a home run his last time up, hits it to John Ryan. Off the hands of John Ryan, Andrew ranging over. KJ dancing off third. Andrew fires it to home. So Huff comes across, ties it back up. Base is loaded with one out. And the shortstop Rogers 2 for 2 with 2 singles coming up to the plate. If you're just joining us, Rogers hits this one to McDermott. McDermott fields it cleanly. Calls time, and there's the second out. So just like that, 2 outs for Brick. Golden stepping up to the plate, the right fielder. As I've mentioned, though, a lot of back and forth in this game. Holding true in this one. Feels like every time Brick scores, High Y answers. Hits this one back up the middle, just past John Ryan. John Ryan Doss upset with himself. So he was just out of position. That ball thrown back to him. That's going to bring 2 more runs across. So Smith and KJ are going to score. Golden over to third. Golden over to first. Runners on first and third, 2 outs. As High Y has 4 runs on the inning. The frustration coming from Doss on that one, as you kind of notice when the pitchers throw the pitch, they position themselves. That one looked like as he was jumping over, was placed just to his left, just out of reach. He's been pretty good at tipping balls right back at him. That one just out of play, and the frustration obviously as it led to 2 runs. This one hit back up the middle to Jack. Jack steps on second for the third out, so that's going to stop the damage. So High Y able to scrape 4 more across. So Brick now down 2. Inning, top 6. So as the umpire gets everything settled going into the top of the 6th inning, Brick stepping up to bat. It's the number 11 hitter, the third baseman, Kelleher. Brick finding himself suddenly in a 2-run hole. Kelleher takes a ball inside. 1 for 2 with a single. Sac fly to right in the 4th. Takes a ball right off the middle of the plate. Ball inside to Kelleher. There's a strike from TP. Kelleher with the fly ball to right field. Golden coming in, makes the catch with his hands outstretched against his gut for the first out. So that's 1 out. Back to the top of the lineup, and Jack Doss, who's 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Looking to get something going here for Brick. Jack hits this one too. Huff at short center field. KJ can't hold on to the ball. It's been a rough day over at first for KJ on throws that are low. So that one hoofed across by Huff. KJ can't hold on, and Jack Doss is going to get the gift over at first base. 1 out. Here comes John Ryan, also 3 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Very symmetrical days for Jack and John Doss over in the 1-2 spots for Brick. This one hit to left field. That's going to be over Holden's head. Holden running back. Jack coming around third to score. John Ryan's going to stop at second with the double. And just like that, as I've mentioned, call and response. There's John Ryan Doss with the double to cut the lead to 1. hit that one down the left field line. Holden playing somewhat shallow, shading somewhat towards center field. So a lot of real estate there for John Ryan Doss. There's a ball to the catcher, Pizarczyk. See that comment from B. Marsh. I realized that about the time he hit the home run in the 4th inning that it was written just differently. So I appreciate the heads up on that. If you ever notice a name that I have on here with the different levels of handwriting and everything, there's bound to be some mistakes, but as we keep doing these games, we're going to get them right, and you better believe I now understand and realize there are 2 Golden on this High Y squad. So thank you to B. Marsh for that correction. I did get it right in the last at bat, so I was very proud of myself. It's all about growth as we go. To the left side is Pizarczyk. Golden, sorry. I did it again. Now it's in my head. Now it's stuck. I probably did it on that last one too, because I was reading something else. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's rough out here. Got it written in big letters in front of me, so if I can't get it after this, I may as well just go away. This one hit to the shortstop, thrown over to second, to first for the double play. KJ bobbling a little bit. The umpire letting Brick know he's done hearing from them. That's going to be a double play. Not what you like to see after getting that run across. Slight bobble there from KJ over at first, but looked like he was able to secure it. We go to the bottom of the 6th. High Y with a one-run lead. One of the rare instances where whoever has the lead, it hasn't been caught up and tied. So right now, High Y looking to add to that before they head into the 7th. We've seen a lot of late service from this High Y squad. Pitcher TP, 1 for 2 on the day. Hits this one to the right side. Screaming line drive just out of your screen. Want to thank everyone for joining us over on Twitch, over on YouTube, over on Facebook, over on Twitter. We've got a chat feature active on all of them. So if you've got a question, a correction, just want to tell me I'm bad at my job, hop in the chat, let us know. We'll give you a shout out over on the broadcast. TP takes a ball deep. Hits this one to the right side, hooking. It's going to be just inside the line. Barron playing towards center field. TP coming around third. It's going to go to Doss. Andrew's going to hold the ball. TP coming around the bases. His dugout wondering what took him so long to get over to third, but he got there nonetheless with the leadoff triple for the High Y pitcher. That's going to bring up Day. Day 1 for 2 with a single in the 2nd, a fly out in the 4th. One-run lead for High Y. Got to believe they'd love some insurance right here. Leadoff triple, a great way to get that started. Has this one to Jack Doss. Doss over to first, bumps in with McDermott. First baseman Villanueva holds the bat. As you hear High Y erupting, trying to say he came off on that one. But that's going to be a 10-3 out from Doss. Doss bumping into McDermott. Looked like McDermott wanted to go home. Doss wanted to go to first. TP holding at third for a little bit. Waiting for that throw to go across. Might have looked for a pump fake there from Dawes to see if it gets him off the bag, but nonetheless, now a 2-run lead. That one hit over to first, fielded cleanly. Ellsby over to the first baseman, Villeunas. That's going to be a 3 unassisted for the second out. We're back to the top of the lineup. Huff with a home run, a single, 2 runs scored, and a line out to the short center fielder. Does a lap as he gets ready. Hits this one to the left side. That's going to land in front of Sheldon. Sheldon fires it into second. A good play there by the left fielder. As that last inning, we saw Huff take a couple extra bases just on the throws alone. This game moves fast, and if you've got speed, that is an absolute game changer, game wrecker. Smart play by Sheldon, getting that ball in as quickly as possible to limit Huff to the single. This one hit to the right side. Is it going to find the gap? That's going to be cut off by Barron. A good job, as Huff was going to score nonetheless, but a good job by Barron to keep the other Huff over at second base. If that ball found the gap, you got to believe he was going to come around to score. So 2 runs across here, and KJ coming up. A rough day over at first for KJ. Got to believe he'd love to get an RBI right here. All right. There's a strike to KJ. Ball outside. Ball inside. 3-0 count to KJ. 2 outs on the inning. There's a strike from John Ryan. And there's a ball to KJ for the walk. So 2 on, 2 outs. And the spot you want to be in if you're a high Y, the number 4 hitter steps up to the plate. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first. 2 singles, 3 runs scored. So he's been an integral part of this offense today. Playing some good third base as well. There's a beautiful strike from Dawes. Starting to see Dawes work quickly. Smith hits this one to Jack Dawes. Jack with the tag. Gets KJ out. That's going to be the 3rd out. As the umpire says, that one was hit out of his hands off after the tag. So that's going to be a 3rd out on KJ. Smith with the at-bat, but nothing doing. And after 6 innings, high Y with the 3-run lead. Brick here with their last shot in the 7th inning. Looking to scratch 3 across to tie it, 4 across to take the lead. We'll be right back. It's the top of the 7th, and the 5 hitter, the first baseman, Villeunas, is up to try to keep Brick's hopes alive in this one. You got to start somewhere. Why not with the leadoff hitter? As the lefty takes a ball deep to start off the inning. This one hit backwards. The catcher, Day, almost had a chance to make a play. That ball with a lot of backspin on it, though. Got fouled just quick enough. Making fun of their first baseman for the type of contact. The quality of contact hits that one up the middle to Huff. Huff with the arms outstretched, makes the throw over to first. KJ secures the catch for the out. So good, clean fielding play by Huff. Fires it over to first for the out. That's one out, and McDermott steps up to try to keep Brick's hopes alive. Huff positioning to our left of second base. McDermott hits a fly ball to left field. Golden barely has to move to make the catch. And that's 2 outs for Brick. Saw a big 2-out rally from Brick last Wednesday. Gonna look to match some of that today. As we get close to the end of this game, just want to thank you for joining us here on the podcast. This one hit up the middle. Brick stays alive as Sheldon gets the single. Want to thank you for joining us, whether you joined us on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Glad you were here with us. We'll be back here Wednesday night starting at around 6:40 with a doubleheader between Smackout and Impact and Smackout and Iron. We'll be live on all 4 platforms once again. Barron, the right fielder, just looking to get on base here. Keep the train rolling. 3-run deficit. Hits this one to the right center gap. Huff is over, makes the catch, flips it to Golden for the 3rd out, and that's going to be ball game. That's all she wrote, folks. Sheldon tried to keep it alive, but 4 batters coming to bat in the 7th for this Brick team, and they're unable to make any noise. So in a game that saw lots of back and forth, call and answer, call and response, High Y is able to keep the pressure on at the end of the game and leave this one with a 3-run lead. So as I mentioned, we've been doing a lot of double headers here on these Monday, Wednesday men's major softball games, but we have no 8 o'clock game tonight here on Field 1. They'll be back at 9:15. So if you're local, come on out for some good softball action at 9:15. Otherwise, that's all she wrote for us. As I've mentioned a few times, thank you for joining us. Whether you joined us on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe. That way, when we go live, you know you can join us. You'll get a nice notification telling you that me, Adam Cumby, will be here from Field 1 at the Park District of Forest Park softball fields, calling all the action for the greatest game on dirt. That's right, 16-inch softball. We're doing this all to get ready for our 54th annual No Glove Nationals tournament, July 28th through the 31st. A lot of the teams you see in this league will be there. We've got teams from other states coming in as well. It's the premier 16-inch softball tournament of the season, and it's all right here at Forest Park, the Park District of Forest Park, 7501 Harrison Street. So we'd love to see you out there. But that's all for me tonight in this single softball game as we saw High Y defeat Brick 13-10 in a great back-and-forth matchup. I'm Adam Cumby. I'll be right back here with you on Wednesday evening starting at about 6:40 p.m. Have a great night.